Good evening. Here is the world news from BGI TV, Baba Bagede Imo TV. I am Morire Rabila Lawal. First are the major headlines for the world news. President Buhari swears in Ola Olukayode as CJN. Mental health, 6 doctors available to 5 million people, NMA says. Nnamdi Kanu heads to appeal court to over IPOB prescription. Nigerian army personnel fighting bandits terrorists in Kaduna laments. ISWAP terrorists ambush security operatives, kill, injure officers. Gunmen kill another Ebonyi personnel in Ebonyi. And on foreign story, I can beat Donald Trump again, Joe Biden. To sports story, President Buhari gives Rashidi Yakini posthumous national award. And another second sports story, Egyptian club Aswan signed Nigeria midfielder. Now the news in detail. President Muhammadu Buhari has sworn in Justice Ariwola Olukayode as the substantive Chief Justice of Nigeria. Recall that following the resignation of the outgone CJN, Justice Tanko Mohammed, on health ground, Justice Ariwola took over in acting capacity. Justice Ariwola took the judicial oath of office on Wednesday in a brief ceremony at the council chambers in Abuja. The ceremony was witnessed by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, ministers, other justices of the Supreme Court, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, and his Ondo State counterpart Rotimi Akeredolu. He was appointed as a justice of the Supreme Court on November 22nd, 2011 by President Goodluck Jonathan. In a media chat, the CJN appealed to politicians in the country to allow the judiciary functions optimally as the 2023 elections approach, promising the reforms at the apex courts. Moving on to the next story. The chairman of the Nigeria Medical Association, NMA, in Plateau, Babikman Audu, says the doctor-to-patient ratio is getting worse in Nigeria, with 6 mental health doctors to over 5 million people in the states. Mr. Audu said this in an interview on Wednesday in Jos. There is a dearth of manpower for mental health in Nigeria. On the Plateau, we have only 6 psychiatrists serving a population of over 5 million persons. And this isn't only for the state, explained the NMA chairman in Plateau. These doctors also serve neighboring states like Bauchi, Taraba, and Kaduna as patients from these states come to Plateau to get treatment. He called on the federal, state, and local government to address the dearth of manpower in the mental health sector. Mr. Aldo noted that the simplest way to overcome the neglect of mental health is by giving people information through health education. He pointed out that not everyone with a mental illness has psychosis, madness, stating that it would be a psychosomatic disorder, encouraging people to seek medical help when they experience a mental health challenge. Moving on to the next story. The leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, will head to the appeal court sitting in Abuja today over the group's prescription, which has gone. Kanu will seek to be joined as party in the appeal against IPOB's prescription. Daily Post gathered that Kanu will make the appeal through his legal team, led by Special Counsel Aloy Ejimako. In a chat with correspondent, Ejimako said, "I will lead a team of lawyers to the Court of Appeal, Abuja, to make a case for #MNK to be joined as a named party in the appeal against the prescription of IPOB. I will also be tag team with San Machuku Ume, who is leading in the murder case against the prescription. Recall that the Nigerian government has prescribed IPOB. The separatist group was prescribed over its agitation for Biafra and by extensions Nigeria's breakup. In a bid to squash the Biafra agitation in 2017, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja had prescribed IPOB as a terrorist group." Moving on to the next story. Troops of the Nigerian Army engaged in the counter-insurgency war against bandits and terrorists in Kaduna State have cried out over the poor treatment and no payment of allowances for the past 3 months. The soldiers attached to 134 Task Force Battalion under 402 Special Force SF Brigade were deployed to Kaduna State from Maiduguri Borno State to fight banditry. They lamented in an open letter to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Farouk Yahya, which was available to Sahara reporters on Wednesday, noting that their spirit was being dampened with the level of corruption in the system and the non-payment of the allowances while others had been paid. They regretted that corruption had become a legacy that Nigeria Army generals bequeathed to their commanders without minding the casual effects in the fight against insecurity occasioned by terrorism. This is even when other soldiers that are in Kaduna working with us collect their own every month salary. Such treatment is not encouraging, sir. Please, sir, call the 402 Brigade Commander to please release our allowances because it is really affecting our morale to fight the bandits. Still on insecurity. Terrorists of the Islamic State-backed faction of Boko Haram, the Islamic State West African Province, ISWAP, formerly known as Jamaat al-Sunnah Lidawa wal Jihad, have killed 2 civilian Joint Task Force CJTF members in Borno State. According to Zagazola Makama, a counter-insurgency expert and security analyst in the Lake Chad, the 2 other members of the CJTF were also injured. The security operatives were said to be ambushed by the terrorists in the early hours of Tuesday between Polka and Ngoje in Ngoza local government area. At least 2 members of the civilian Joint Task Force lost their lives, while 2 others injured when they came under ambush by Boko Haram in the early hours of Tuesday, October 11th, between Polka and Ngoje in the Ngoza local government area. The injured were evacuated to Bama Medical Center for attention, he said. Since the death of JAS leader Abubakar Shekau, ISWAP has been consolidating its groups in locations around Lake Chad. The sect's membership has swollen with the defection of hundreds of Boko Haram fighters under Shekau. The Nigerian army has repeatedly claimed that the insurgency has been largely defeated. The terror group had caused over 100,000 deaths and displaced millions of individuals, mainly in Adamawa, Borno, and Yobe states. Moving on to the next story in Ebonyi. Suspected gunmen have killed another operative of the Ebubeagu outfit organization in Eza North local government area of Ebonyi State. The incident was confirmed by the state sector commander of the security outfit, Mr. Friday Ujo, who expressed concern over the continuous attack and killing of the personnel of the command in the state by the unknown gunmen. Ujo stated that the command had lost a good number of its personnel in the hands of the gunmen this year, and stated that the personnel were not relenting in their effort towards ensuring security of lives and properties of the citizens. It was gathered that the incident, which happened at Ezekoa in the Eza North local government area of the state, came shortly after another personnel was killed by the unknown gunmen in Iboko, in Easy local government area of the state. It was said that the operatives were standing along the road when the gunmen, who operated on a motorcycle, shot at them and fled to an unknown destination. If you're just joining, you are watching the world news from BGI TV, and next to come is the foreign story. U.S. President Joe Biden on Tuesday has said that he could beat his predecessor, Donald Trump, in a 2024 rematch. Recall, Biden defeated Donald Trump, the former president, in both the state-by-state electoral college and the popular vote in 2020. However, Trump made a relentless false claim of widespread voter fraud and irregularity. When asked if he would be announcing a run for a second term after November's midterm elections, and if Trump would be a factor in his decision, Biden said, "I believe I can beat Donald Trump again." But he did not confirm if he would have another shot at the Oval Office in 2024. Biden's popularity has tanked in the last year amid soaring inflation, intractable migrant crisis at the southern border, and rising violent crimes in the cities. Moving on towards the last story coming from sports. 10 years after mysterious death, Super Eagles all-time leading scorer Rashidi Yekini is to be presented with the National Award by President Muhammadu Buhari. The award ceremony will take place in Abuja. Yekini will be awarded member of the Order of Niger MON posthumously. The former Victoria Sector Bowl and Olympiacos striker is the Eagles' leading scorer with 37 goals in 62 appearances. He won the 1994 AFCON and featured at the 1994-1998 World Cup. He was named African Footballer of the Year in 1993. And to the next sports story. Egyptian club Aswan have completed the signing of Nigerian midfielder Rafael Ayagba on a free transfer. Ayago last played for Nigerian professional football outfit Lobby Stars. Aswan earned promotion to the Egyptian top flight last season, and the 24-year-old is their 24th signing. Ahmed Amouni, Malik Evwa, and Mohamed Amdi Zaki are just a few names that joined the club, with all signings either joining on free transfer or loan. Ayago won the NPFL with the Plateau United in 2019. The creative midfielder moved to Norwegian club Lillestrøm in 2018, where he played for just one season. He also had stints with FC Tulsa in the 2020-2021 season. That concludes the world news from BGI TV. Before we go, some major headlines. President Buhari swears in Justice Ariwola Olukayode as new CJN. Mental health, 6 doctors available to 5 million people, NMH says. We also brought to you, Nnamdi Kanu heads to appeal court over iPod prescription. And on sports, President Buhari gives Rashidi Yekini posthumous national award. For more updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Babangagede Imo TV. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell. Select option all to access our broadcast. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawiye Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. On Instagram, Bagede Imo_22. For advert placement of goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placements only. Thank you for watching. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.